excuse me.
Kelly, you should share it on your Facebook. Okay.
All right, we're live.
All right. Hello and welcome to our first episode in a series of a podcast that me and my friend here are going to be starting. My name's Marcus, twitch.tv/Markianis.
I'm Dolus, also known as Dolus Tower or Dallas.
And this is our podcast, Idiots Talking Candidly. Episode one, we're going to be discussing video games and small content creation in relation to video games, like video game streamers, small YouTubers, that and so forth. I'd like to first start us off with how video games, I would say, are important to us.
Very
Us both
important.
being, yeah, us both being small content creators as of right now, and our time growing up with video games. So I, I've always played video games, right? Like I think it's just something I was brought up around. It's, you know, when I was a young lad playing random games like Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, um, Mortal Kombat, The Legend of Zelda, and The Legend of Zelda on NES. Like, original OG motherfucking Legend of
I'm
Zelda on
surprised you
NES.
were allowed to play Mortal Kombat at such a young age.
Well, that's funny because, like, my father, when I was like 5, would show me how to do like fatalities and he would show them to me
Like the
or the
move set, like the
brutalities.
buttons for him.
Yeah, like at the end, he'd be like, "I will let me kill you real quick, and I'm gonna press these buttons real quick, and I'm gonna turn you into a mincemeat, just gore in front of my face." Which, in retrospect, that's probably not a healthy thing. Um,
No, it's
I don't
totally
see
healthy.
it.
Totally healthy.
I don't see it affecting my mental. I've seen worse shit as a younger child. Being brought up in the internet age, especially. I
Very
guess that's a
true.
talk for another time.
Yeah.
I know you were brought up around video games a lot. I don't know. You never really talked to me
Completely
about like
different video games than you. I would play shit like Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter. Those are like the first two that come to mind. There was one what was it called? I think it's ATV Off Road Fury 3 or 4, one of those
no fucking
games.
way.
And
I love that game.
I played that so much. Haven't touched
That
it since I
shit.
was like 5.
That shit was that slap. That was like on what, PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2.
I think it was the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, yeah.
You ever play Twisted Metal?
No.
That game was fucking insane. It had like Rob Zombie soundtrack. I'm pretty sure it was Rob Zombie
Jesus.
soundtrack. I don't remember off the top of my head, but like you play as like a fucking like an ice cream truck that has like that it like if you think about if you think about like what's that fucking movie? Mad Max,
Never seen
right?
it.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Like Mad Max,
Like
like
it's
the
like post-apocalyptic.
yeah, like post-apocalypse, like their cars, like how their cars looked, like that episode of Rick and Morty when they're like in the Mad Max world and their cars
Okay.
were like
I
insanely
know what you're
decked out with
talking
like
about.
machine guns and shit on
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
It was like that, and you were like in a post-apocalyptic like city, and it's like all on fire, and it's playing like fucking Dracula in the fucking background. That shit slammed, and I was like 6 when I fucking played that. So like, yeah, again, back to what I was saying, like that probably did a number on my mental, but
Okay, I don't
I
know why
mean,
that makes me think of this, but specifically like Jack and Daxter 2 and 3, I don't know if you ever played those games.
yeah,
Um
I played a little bit, not a lot.
so they're completely different than the first one. And number 2 and number 3, uh they introduced guns instead of like hand-to-hand combat. And for whatever reason, my OCD was so bad where I wouldn't shoot a single bullet because I wanted to have max ammo the entire time. So I'd be running around fighting bosses and I'd just be whacking them with the guns instead of using the ammo.
That was
I played it on extra
hey,
hard mode before we even had an extra hard mode. Oh,
you got
okay,
some
we
beer
got
right there.
yeah, yeah, we got Nick,
We got
Jessica, and Kelly.
Nick. Yeah.
Acknowledge
Hey
you. We
guys.
are acknowledging you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. To kind of taper off of that, I was also wanting to talk about like our favorite kinds of like video games growing up. Like
Yeah.
me personally, like it started off like as a young lad, I played a lot of side scrollers. Like on old systems that like outdated my age. Like I was born in '97 and these game systems came out in like late '80s. So when I would play, like I played Sega, like I played Ghouls and Ghosts, and I don't know if you ever played those games. Um, those were like my favorite games when I was young,
When you
with
say
side
side
scrollers.
scroller, I think of like that one game. It was on Addicting Games or something like that. It was called Fancy Pants Adventures. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Fancy pants.
It was like a
You said it
dude.
was
He
on
was like
what?
a stick figure, and he had orange pants, and it was like a side scroller. I don't know. That's all I know.
Yeah, I've never played that. A lot of my side scrollers were like AAA companies,
Okay.
like Oddworld Inhabitants. Like I keep talking about Oddworld. That was the one game that was like really cool to us. Contra. Um, one of the Legend of Zeldas I played was a side scroller. That one was butt cheeks. Um, I didn't like that one. I did, if I feel bad for all the Legend of Zelda fanboys out there because they probably liked that one. I didn't like that. It was like the second edition of the game or third. Um, what other ones? Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. A
I've
game
not
called
heard of half of
ActRaiser.
these.
Well, it's because like my dad was like a video game fanatic, right? So like he would collect like he had like an amalgamation, just massive collection of these video games. And we talked about this uh the other day. But he had like a tote and it was like a three-tier like those plastic totes you buy for like 20 bucks at fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
And it's like, like a foot and a half deep, 3 feet wide, full. I mean like to the brim. Like we'd have to like stack the games on top of each other in like some sort of like messy way. But it was full to the brim of like cartridges from NES, N64, SNES, Sega, Sega CD, Atari, like all these games, and like that's what we played, right? And I also played like your PlayStation 1 games, your PlayStation 2 games, like I played Kingdom Hearts 2 and
The
Kingdom Hearts
oldest
1 when I was
system
little.
I had was PS1 and PS2. I never owned an
PS1's class
NES,
though.
64. I never owned any of those.
Yeah, like to say in chat, like Monster Jam. I played Monster Jam, I think on PlayStation
Never
2.
even heard of Monster Jam.
It's like a monster truck, like Grave Digger, all that shit, like Bigfoot and all that, and you just like run each other over and just a whole bunch of shit. Yeah.
See, my
But no, like,
childhood games were different than yours.
this is just like my childhood games from like ages like 3 to 7, 3 to 8, right? Because then I really like expanded because we got an Xbox, I got a
Mm-hmm.
GameCube, and I love the GameCube. One of my favorite games I think on there was probably either Wind Waker or Pikmin.
Or
I don't know
what?
if you ever played Pikmin. So you're like this astronaut dude, right? And I can't remember correctly, but you land on like this strange planet and you crash your spaceship, and the whole goal is you have to go around and you have to like collect the parts to your spaceship. And there's these little tiny dudes, right? And they're like have like a leaf on their head and it's like pointy and they're all different colors, and you go around and you rescue these people from like these evil creatures. And you have like a whole army of them and they follow you around and they help you find your spaceship parts. And so the whole goal of the game is to like have like all these people get together and they help you find all your spaceship parts and they bid you farewell. They're like, "See you later." Uh, I already talked about that one. Yeah, that's one of the older ones that I played, but that one was a newer one. That was on GameCube. I know they think they had a one older than that, but
Which one?
the Pikmin.
Oh.
Um, but I played that. I never played Smash. I really wish I was. I really wish I
You
was part of
know,
that
the
hype train.
first time I played Smash Bros was on the Switch.
It's such a sad thing. Like if you miss that boat, you really fucking miss that
Yeah,
boat,
yeah,
right?
that's no kidding. Cause like my childhood games that I think of, like I said, I didn't grow up with the NES. I never owned one. So I would play
Hmm.
games like I said, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper. There was
Yeah,
like the Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, like those games. And then as soon as we got an Xbox, it was and I was still that certain age where I still played like the cartoony ish games. And then it was just like an instance. As soon as we got an Xbox, it was I played the Dark Morrowind, which was a
yeah.
really dark game. I played that, and then we got Halo 2, Halo 3. Um,
Halo 3 didn't come out till 360 though, right? Or was
yeah,
it out on
yeah,
original?
yeah. No, no, no. It was out on 360. I'm just saying, like the transformation that I went through. It went from these little kid cartoony, like punch them and
Y-
there's blue blood to I'm shooting people's heads off in Call of Duty. Like
Yeah.
it was a weird transformation, and I was playing those when I was super young. Like maybe what year did Call of Duty 4 come out? Was that 2009?
A long ass
8?
fucking time ago.
I played
Like
Call of Duty 4 when it first came out. And
over a decade ago.
I've been playing FPS games literally ever since then.
I think we took like a different route. I think when we were growing up, because me, it was like FPS was kind of like on the back burner most of the time. Like I played Halo. I loved Halo.
Yeah, Halo was
Halo
a
was one
great
of my
game.
favorite games. I love doing like uh, what's the word I'm looking for? LAN parties and doing like Slayer, right? And we'd have like our Xboxes all in the same house,
Yep.
and we would have like these huge Slayer death matches, and then we'd also do like when Halo 3 came out and they dropped the gravity hammer, we would do like the baseball or whatever on
Get them, Nick.
Forge. That's because you're bad. But no, we'd play those games, and I did play Call of Duty a little bit. You know, like I got to like second or third prestige on not Cold War, World at War. I
Jesus,
love the shit
I
out
didn't
of.
play the multiplayer of that game.
Oh, I did. That's like all I played, and like I think that was a difference. Was like
Mm,
you love zombies,
yeah, that was the
and
main
I love
difference.
multiplayer.
Cause
I prestige.
cause I played COD 4, and that was when boosting lobbies were a thing, where you'd get into it wasn't a free for all match. They had cage match. It was 1v1. And you would
Yeah.
tell the dude in game chat, you'd be like, hey, let me get, because it was to, I think, like 20, 25 kills. You'd say, let me get
Okay.
to 20 kills, or let me get to 19 kills, sorry, and then I'll
Yeah.
let you get 20. And then we'll queue up again, and then you get 19, and then I'll get 20. And you get your camos that way. Well, then when World at War came out, they had the multiplayer for a little bit. I was like, I don't really mess with the multiplayer. It was like really graphic too. You'd throw a grenade and people's arms would fall off in that
Blow the
game.
fuck up.
And
Yeah.
then I don't remember if Zombies was released like immediately or not, but my buddy Stefan told me that if you beat the campaign, there was like a secret game mode that unlocked. So I sat there, and he told me it had to be beat on legendary too, or expert, whatever the highest difficulty was. So me
Yeah.
being like a 8, 9, 10 year old kid trying to beat Call of Duty 5 on the hardest difficulty just to unlock zombies, I felt like a god
Yeah.
when I finally unlocked it, just to find out that you could beat it on the easiest difficulty.
No, yeah, I knew that from the get go, cause like I went to a friend's house because I first played
Pog.
zombies at PogChamp, bro. Uh, no, you cannot use big boy expletives. I do apologize. You will get banned. I'm sorry. To continue though, so like I went over to James's house. You know James,
Hmm.
and his brother-in-law, I think at the time, had World at War, and that's when he showed me zombies. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, just beat the campaign, you'll get it." And I was like, "Cap, dude, cap." I didn't say that then. That wasn't a fucking word then. But I was like, "Bet." So I went home. We beat the campaign, and I was like, "Now I can play zombies." But
Hmm.
I wasn't it like only like split screen, right? If I remember
No,
correctly,
no,
it was four.
no. You could do 4 people. Yeah.
I don't remember, but it was like something was up with the screen. What was it? Was it like weird? Like how it was like the
Oh,
screens were like
if
minimized?
you did split screen, it would minimize the screen and it would have them like off centered. Some stupid
Yeah,
stuff, and you'd have like a background in the background that made absolutely no sense. They could have split the stuff 50-50 and it would have been great.
yeah. See, and that's why like we always played like we took turns. We were like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we will take turns. And all of our internet was like dog shit. So like we never really tried to do like a LAN party with zombies because it ate it ate your bandwidth
Yeah, it
back in the
would.
day anyway.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I played zombies. But the thing I played the most, I played World of Warcraft. Yeah, and that's also where we stray because you played
RuneScape.
RuneScape, which I did play RuneScape for a while. I got to like level 60 something. My character, Kingdom's Ace, you know, may he rest in peace. He's dust to the wind. Jagex probably
Yes, RIP
deleted that
Gangsta
fool.
4000. And yes, I'm talking to you,
Yeah,
Jagex, unban my account, please. It's 15 years old. Thank you. So, funny story, real fast, about RuneScape. Everybody in here, including probably most of the people in the chat, know Stefan, one of my
yeah,
best friends. I met him through RuneScape because it was like the fourth or the fifth grade. I had finished a project like super super fast because I was a nerd and wanted to get stuff done and then play on like what was it like Fun Brain or Cool Math Games or something like that.
yeah,
I'd finished it and we were in the computer lab and a lot of people had finished their whatever it was like a project or something and we needed to share the computer room with another class. Well, they merged and they had us sit like our class, their class, our class, their class, like in and out. Well, Stefan ended up sitting next to me, and he had not finished his project. And so I raised my hand, and I was asking my teacher something, and he came over, and I was like, "Can we play RuneScape on the computers?" And he's like, "I don't know. You'll have to check, blah blah blah," because they had like that whole like restricted websites, and I'm a little
yeah,
kid. I don't
yeah.
know how to get past that. Well, as soon as I said that, Stefan, who was sitting next to me, no idea who this dude was, never seen him a day in my life because he was like on the opposite side of the school. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I play RuneScape too." Blah 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 blah. So then we started talking, and it was a Friday, and he was like, "Dude,
Um,
do you want to come over to my house and stay the night for the weekend?" So I was like, "Hell yeah, why not?" And I ended up staying the night at his house that same day. First time I ever met him, and we just bam clicked just like that off of RuneScape. Can you
I'm gonna
imagine
tell
that?
you right now, it's so funny though. Like in retrospect, that must have been a nightmare for your fucking parents. They must have
So
been like, "Who the fuck are these people?"
So I'm not going to name any names, but my mom wanted to make sure that it was not another person that I went to school with who I'd had problems with and they have similar names.
Mhm.
And so she asked me like 18 times on the car ride, like, what's his name again? Are you sure it's not this person and it's this person? I'm like, yeah, I promise you it's not so and so. It's this guy that I met. And we've
Yeah.
had a lot of crazy memories doing that too because it was back before cell phones were a thing. We just call each
Oh
other
yeah.
on a home phone, put it on
Oh
speaker,
yeah.
set the home
Landline.
phone down, and just play RuneScape like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like I had times like that too. Like, but mine was with WoW. uh, my friend, my friend from my best friend, one of my best friends, he met his first girlfriend through World of Warcraft.
Was it?
It was Gavin. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna name drop. I didn't know if he wants this like air it out. Yours is more of a lighthearted story. His ends kind of abruptly. But so yeah, they met online and it was so weird. We were in a guild together, right? And it was called the Defenders of the Realm. Okay? And it was ran by this married couple, Matt QDK, and then there was Goldine. That was her name. Matt QDK was a Death Knight, and Goldine was a Night Elf Druid.
Married in real life or in the game?
Yeah, like IRL, like they lived
Jeez.
together and they started a guild together. And they were like, "This is the guild. We will raid." And I'm like, "Sick." So we became like best friends with them, and we started like inviting people to the guild. And then these two other girls joined the guild. I forget. She played a mage, and her name. What was her name in there? Fucking shit. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't even remember. I know her real name in real life. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to name drop. But they like hit it off. We had this thing called Ventrilo. I don't know if you ever use Ventrilo.
I don't know what that is.
So Ventrilo is like a voice. It's kind of like pre-Discord, like ancient technology kind of, but it's like Discord. So like you have like your chat logs, right? Well, it's not chat logs. It's like your chat, like voice chat spots.
Was it kind of
Okay.
like Skype, or more
No,
so
because it
like
was all.
Discord?
It was more so like Discord because you could have like groups. Okay, and you have like a sign in and stuff like that, and you can get invite links, and I got an invite link to their Ventrilo, and I got Ventrilo, and that's how we used to talk to each other on the game, and that's how we would do raids and stuff. We would talk in Ventrilo instead of just typing in chat. Well, Gavin hit it off with this girl, like best buds. We were all good friends. Like we would always play together, always hang out together, always like go on like dungeon runs and shit, and like low
Yeah.
level dungeons and try to get rare finds. We did some raids together. I remember doing ICC, which is Ice Crown Citadel, which is where you would go and fight the Lich King because that was the newest expansion out then.
I feel like World of Warcraft is like more I don't know how to say it, like more complicated than RuneScape.
I mean, it's a lot bigger too. It's a massive
Because
fucking
when I
world, and
think
there's a
of
lot of
me
people.
hanging out with people in RuneScape when I was a kid, not to cut you off or anything, but like
Mhm.
we would just like bank stand before bank standing was a thing. That's where you like stand outside of like Lumbridge Castle or like a bank and you don't do anything. You just sit there and you talk to people. And you're over here
Yeah,
doing these raids and fighting things. And if we did, in the off chance, decide to go skilling, it was like woodcutting or fire making or something that's
no,
completely useless. Like I'm not spending my time getting my magic or strength up. I'm getting farming. I'm getting woodcutting up.
listen, it was very coordinated, and you did stuff like that too. Like you had blacksmithing, you had tailoring, you had mining, you had your skills too. That you would go out and you could invite your friends out to go do this stuff. Like they could, if your friend did mining and you did engineering, for example, you require
Let me
you
know if that's better.
require.
I'm
Is
sorry.
that
I'm,
better?
I'm fixing the sound. You'll have to talk a little bit. I'll just reach out. You're good.
But like I was saying, if you had engineering, your friend had mining, and you had something else other than mining as your secondary profession, your friend could mine your stuff for you, and you could make them stuff through engineering, and you could do it like as a group, right? But yeah, you had that stuff on World of Warcraft too. But to go back to what I was talking about, so we went, they did a run together, right? And this is like before they were dating, okay? So Gavin was smitten with her. He already told me this. He already said that I have feelings for this lady. And they did a run through, I don't remember the raid they did, but it was like a low level raid. And there's a,
Wait, did they live in the same state?
no, she lived in Missouri.
So it wasn't technically like dating.
No, they got together. Like she came over for a fucking summer. Yeah, like I met this girl in person. Isn't that fucking wild? That's fucking insane, right? That's bon. They were like 15. Like, and the
Imagine
parents were
like
like,
imagine like trying to confront the parents about that, being like, "Hey, listen, I met this boy on the internet, and I'm gonna
yeah,
go see him for a summer."
yeah. Her dad looked like fucking Ben Franklin. I seen pictures of him. I'm friends with him on Facebook, but no, like dead ass. Like she came over, but like they did a raid. Like this is how it all started. They did a raid, okay, and Gavin and then we're trying to hunt for like this mount you get. It's called Ashes of something. It's like a phoenix, like a
Hmm.
rebirth phoenix, and you can ride on it and fly it around. It costs like a mil, a gold, some bullshit like that, like a crazy amount. And gold was a lot harder to come by, and WoW than it was RuneScape. So like if you think of mil, think of like quarter mil RuneScape, right?
Well, but World of Warcraft also had different currencies. Like you had silver
You had
and
silver, copper. Yeah.
yeah, RuneScape was just gold. So one gold
Yeah.
piece probably wasn't the equivalent of a gold piece in that game.
There's probably a few copper.
Yeah.
Probably equivalent if you do like the actual exchange rate. But regardless, she gets this thing and it's like worth like 1 million on the Grand Exchange. Or it's not Grand Exchange, it's called the auction house. Grand Exchange is RuneScape. You got me thinking of
Yeah,
RuneScape. But it was like
because
worth
it's the
like
better one.
a, a fuck ton of money at the auction house. And Gavin rolled for it and he won. Now it's not a bind on equip. I mean it's not a bind on pickup, it's a bind on equip. So you could trade it.
Hmm.
And everyone was like, "Ah, good job, Gavin. Good job." And he knew that she wanted it. So he went and traded it to her. And like I don't know if he like then I don't remember how it went, but I don't know if he then professed his love. But like it was the ultimate simp move. Like I'm just gonna be honest right now. Like ultimate like I'm falling for this girl move. And he trades this like $1 million item with her, and then they got together. It
Hey
was
girl, you
weird.
want my dragon boots to go out with me?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was weird. And he like confessed his love to her, and they get together, and they were together for like 2 years.
That's
Some crazy
ridiculous.
shit like that. And like she would come over like during the summer, and like come over and hang out with us, and then Gavin would go over there in Missouri to see her. It's crazy, like absolutely bananas.
I
But
almost met one of my friends in real life. Um, I've had like a lot of friends throughout my entire existence of gaming. I couldn't even
yeah,
begin to name like all of the people that I got really close with. But the two that come to mind, and you got, I think everybody also in this chat knows or has talked to them. That's Grady and John. I met,
hmm
and it. What's crazy about them, and the reason why I'm saying it after what you said, is because we almost met up because they were the ones that got invited to the wedding,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's I don't even know how to explain it. I stopped playing video games for a little bit when we decided to start doing music a lot. Like there was a time in high school from like 2011 to like not even 2011, like 2010 to like 2013, which I know is only like 3 years, but in video game terms, like that's kind of a long time. And I wasn't
Yeah.
playing video games a lot then, and I'm still friends with them. I still ended up like hanging out with them like in video games and talking to them afterwards, and we reconnected. But I'll never forget the day that I met them because it was Modern Warfare 2, and it was when
hmm
10th Prestige lobbies were coming out, and people were like, like stealing your money and scamming you for getting max Prestige.
Yeah.
And so I got invited to this dude's lobby. I don't remember if it was like somebody that I'd played with or if I was on the tech game and was doing it that way. But I joined his game, and he was asking for the payment, and I was about to like give him 1,600 Microsoft points. Well, before I did, a little kid joined, and then another person joined, and another person joined, and his lobby started to fill up a little bit. And the little kid started talking, and he was like, "I don't know if I should do this. Like, all these people are saying that it's legit, but I don't know if it's legit." And so I kicked in, and I was like, "No, this dude is like 100% legit. He just got my other two accounts to 10th Prestige, and I'm about to pay him again for the third time." Completely bullshit, because I'd never talked to John again before. Yes, also this is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you, Nick.
It's not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I do not want to lose that potential sponsorship if this ever pops off. I would
Um,
love to get sponsored by them.
but but the little kid was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Sent John the message on Xbox and gave him the 1,600. Well, John
Yeah.
obviously waits for people to pay him. He kicks them from the lobby, and he kept me in the lobby. And he was like, "You didn't have to do that," and be like my spokesperson. And I was like, I don't know, I was just excited. I thought that you could do 10th Prestige lobbies. Well, luckily for me, he was in the modding community, so he knew how to. He had a JTAGged Xbox and everything. So he hooked me
Yeah.
up for free. He ended up giving me 10th Prestige for free. I didn't have to pay him a dime. So, how we met was Grady was a little kid as well, because we were all little kids. I say that little kid was a little kid, but he was probably the same age as me.
Yeah.
But We met Grady through Modern Warfare 2. He was doing the same thing, except Grady was looking for a 10th prestige lobby. He
Yeah.
wasn't wanting to like host one. He was looking for one. And I don't know, I think we just kind of like hit it off, and we were talking, the three of us, and we were like, this guy's pretty cool. We'll just give him 10th prestige, cuz we did give people 10th prestige sometimes. We were assholes back in the day, and there was a couple of people we took the 1600 Microsoft points from or whatever. But we were like the Robin Hood. Okay, if you had the money to give, we were going to take it and be like, here, we'll give some of you guys 10th prestige. You're still a kid? Yeah, I know I am. But it's crazy because Modern Warfare 2 came out in like 2008 or 9, I think.
Yeah.
And I've been friends with them since then. Like, I've been friends with those two internet guys, longer than I've been friends with you and Jeremy. And
Yeah,
Stefan.
I know.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
Stefan's longer.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know. And it's crazy. Like, that's the thing, like, about relationships, like, via the internet, like, can be almost timeless, right?
Yeah.
Like, you develop these relationships with these friends online, and that's, like, the thing that I've never understood, like, about, like, especially from, um, like, an older generation. Like, I don't mean to be ageist or anything. I don't mean to, like, generalize, but, like, a lot of times they're like, why don't you go out and, like, hang out with your friends, or why don't you go, like, go see your friends? Why are you, like, staying inside all the time? It's like,
You
well,
could
I
talk
have
to your
friends.
friends inside.
Yeah, yeah, you could
It's
talk to
not
your
like it
friends
was
inside.
back then where you had to like well, see, that's where it gets weird for like our generation specifically. Because we had
Yeah,
times where to talk to our friends, we had to go and sit outside on those electrical boxes or meet up in the cul-de-sac or go to somebody's house. And we had experiences like that. But
yeah.
we also had experiences where you could join an Xbox Live party chat and hang out with your friends for however long. Hi, Atticus. And
Deal with
we've
the
we've
bug,
had
right?
like a little bit of both worlds.
Yeah. Say hi, chat.
He looks angry.
Yeah, got that ice cube mug going on. No, yeah, we definitely did have a little bit of both worlds. We also are the generation that grew up between smartphones and flip phones,
That is true.
right?
Yeah.
Or just like landline to smartphone, honestly. In a lot of our cases, unless you were born into wealth, then and your parents had that suitcase cell phone. You know what I'm talking about? Because they were like business people. But no,
I've
my
never
parents
even
started out
heard
with
of
a
that.
fucking. You ever seen the brick phones?
Oh, I thought you meant like an actual
The
suitcase
antenna?
cell phone.
Well, no, you'd carry it in a fucking suitcase because it was like it weighed like 8 pounds.
No, well, what
Shit
I
was
thought you meant
massive.
was like you got a suitcase and you can put stuff in it, and then you can also just be like, "Hello."
But yeah, like and some of them like had like attachments where you could like harness it to the suitcase on the inside, and you just pick it up like it was a landline when you're
Yeah.
on the go, and it was done with
See,
like satellite or some bullshit like that.
I'm. I don't want to say this now because you play first-person shooters with me and Nick and Stefan. I mean, we play CS:GO, Call of Duty, but it kind of seems like, at least in the past, you were kind of more of like a relaxed gamer,
Yeah,
and I was a little bit more on the competitive side. Because, like, I mean, obviously you played Halo, which is a very competitive game. You've played Call of Duty, which are competitive games. And I've played more relaxed games like RuneScape, Skyrim, Oblivion, RPGs like that. But, I don't know.
wouldn't call them relaxed.
It's like,
So I think
it's like two different routes.
I think it's more of just like PVE versus PvP.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. Because I
like
PK'd in RuneScape all the time. I don't anymore because I don't know how to. But back in the day, I'd rather be fighting people than goblins.
I rarely, I stress rarely did PvP on Warcraft, World of
Yeah.
Warcraft. My PvP, and you're gonna bully me for this probably. I played RTS games, like StarCraft.
Mm,
Like I was a Zerg main, and I'd play the Zerg race,
I don't know
and
nothing
I
about
played that.
that. I
See,
know I
you
watched
probably don't.
Stefan play it, but
Yeah,
not
I played
me.
Zerg, and then when Gavin played with me, he played Terran or Protoss, which is I mean, there's the other two
Yeah,
races. He just
I
let me
know what
pick
those
Zerg all the
are.
time. Yeah, but he yeah, like those are the PvP I did was like RTS where I would do like PvP where it's like RPG. So like like I said, I would rarely do like Warsong Gulch or like Battlegrounds or anything like that in World of Warcraft. And when I would do PvP, other than that, it'd be like Call of Duty. And then even with Call of Duty, I played like the campaign. And then I like only Call of Duty I've ever and you're gonna be surprised with this too. The only Call of Duty I ever prestiged in before like Black Ops 3 was World at War. Dead
Which is like
ass.
the worst game too. I'm sorry, I
Yes, I
hate World at
know.
War. I know I put it up there on the list of like, but it's on the list because of zombies. There's no way you could have enjoyed World at War online, dude.
I loved it.
People
I
with Flak
loved it.
Jacket or whatever. No, it was
Oh,
Juggernaut.
dude.
Dude, you
Yeah.
hit them with a 50 cal sniper and they're not dead. Like, are you kidding me? No, that game was
Yeah, but
awful.
you could also set up on the watchtower with like three fucking bouncing Bettys and you could just pick people off with a Car 98
Nah.
like all day. All day. All
See,
day.
when I played Call of Duty and most of the besides Halo, okay, besides Halo and Black Ops 2, and then like the newer Call of Duties, right?
Yeah.
Like Modern Warfare and up. Other than those, every other Call of Duty I've played, I would snipe in. And I know that was the thing back in the day, like quick scope on Modern Warfare 2, quick scope on Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. That's all I did. Literally all I did. I was
Run
like
around
a
with the
10th
iteration.
prestige. I think it was Black Ops 2 that went up to 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
I got to 10 just using snipers. And I wish I had a
Gross.
screenshot of it because it would show you your statistics. And even on those lower levels, before you'd have to be like a level 15 to unlock the first sniper, I would
Yeah.
literally use the pre-built sniper class. Because I was
Oh
like, I'm
god.
not using an SMG. It's too easy. I would always say it's easy. It's easy mode. I don't want to use an SMG. I don't want to use an AR. Nah, easy mode.
See, so you could probably see like though like why like when we play these competitive games you're like Marcus, you're horribly mediocre.
But I'm
And I'm just
different
like
now
I
because I
fucking
don't
know.
touch snipers now. I'll grab an MP7 and I'll rush in. I'll be like, "There's
Well, yeah.
three dudes in that building. Nick, come with me. We gotta get them." And then I get yelled
Yeah.
at because I'm bloodthirsty.
Well, then again, like you also have to think it's the name of the game, right? You don't often see people running around with snipers as their primary on Warzone
I
because
do. I
it's
get
an
killed by
aggressive.
snipers quite a bit.
Well, yeah, but it's usually their secondary. They have a primary, and it's
Yeah.
usually an AR and SMG, and that or an AR or an LMG. They wouldn't have a primary SMG. That'd be ridiculous. So one short range gun and one long range gun. That'd be silly. But um, no, like it's because it's the name of the game. It's about aggression. You have to play. You have to adapt and survive. Essentially, it's like a survival game at that
Yeah.
point. And all the other people are actual people that are wanting to kill you because they want to be the last ones alive. And so if you're just walking around with a sniper rifle, the odds of your survival is like limited because the only time that you can get an engagement is if you are like a pro quickscoper or pro fucking like aim like you got like aimbot in the brain
Shroud.
like your shroud or something, or you just only get in long range engagements.
Yeah.
And that's not viable because not usually do people engage you long range unless they're just trying to pester you, right? Not often do you get like sniped and just insta killed, right? Because you're with your squad, you get down, you get behind cover. They
Sure.
can't retract the shot fast enough to hit you twice.
Well,
Sometimes
I
they do,
also
and that's
think
rage
I,
inducing.
I
But
I also think maybe the reason why there's not a lot of snipers in Warzone is because you have to be super accurate with your shots. If you're playing
yeah,
multiplayer, you just respawn and you can keep doing it over and over again.
yeah,
Warzone, if you go down, you got to wait to be revived, or you got to go to the ghoulie, or if you're playing solo, you got to restart the game completely. It's kind of more beneficial to just run around with a machine gun,
yeah.
or
You
an
have
SMG or an LMG.
yeah, you have a. There's more of a loss there. There's a bigger chance you're taking, a bigger
Exactly.
risk. That's what I'm looking for. You
Which
know,
is
when you're
crazy.
running around with that.
It's crazy that you can play Call of Duty and you can play like you can play Modern Warfare and you can play Warzone completely differently. Because when I play Call of Duty, just regular Modern Warfare, I'm going for skins. I'm trying
Hmm.
for headshots. I'm trying for um I don't know. I'm trying to be funny and knife people. I rarely
Yeah,
use the sticks or a knife in Warzone like Nick. I'm only using
Yeah,
the knife or the sticks or the right shield when Nick is doing it as well, and it's just for the
when
memes.
he's kind of forcing us to, when he's like forcing our hand, he's like, "We will use riot shields and
We
sticks, and
did
you're
get
gonna
a
like
win
it."
one time. I remember on one of the videos I made at one of the it was the very end of it. We got a Warzone win, and each of us had like 4 or 5 kills, and we just used sticks and a riot shield. It was great. It was when they were really
Yeah,
overpowered.
yeah,
I
yeah.
also
I
think
remember that.
we have a lot of differences in games, but if you think about the core, we were both introduced to video games by our dads.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
that's
know
kind of like how it
I
goes,
don't
at
know
least with
what
our
kind of
generation.
games your dad played. Your dad doesn't play video games anymore, does he?
Not particularly. He has other hobbies. But I mean, like, I think the last like AAA game I've seen him play all the way through was Uncharted for the PlayStation,
Jeez.
and that's like the latest. Um, but it was like Uncharted 4, right?
Hmm.
That no, that's not too long ago. I mean,
Well, you
I
said
mean, I don't know if he
Uncharted,
played.
I immediately assumed the first one, and I was like, good God.
Well, no, he played. I think he either played 1 through 4 or 1 through 3. I don't know if he ever
Hmm.
played a Thieves End. He ought to. He loves that game. But um, he played those games, and I would watch him play that. He played Skyrim. My dad loves Skyrim.
My
He
dad would rather
got to like
kill
level
over than play
80.
Skyrim.
I mean, my dad loved that game. That he played that game when he got his surgery done,
Hmm.
um, on his back, his fusion surgery. But he doesn't really play games anymore. But he definitely introduced him to me. But the games he played back in the day were like your Mortal Kombat, your
Yeah.
he played racing games. He played like Doom. Oh my gosh, Doom. That was another big one in my childhood I completely forgot about. I played the hell out of Doom. Doom 1, Doom 2, Final Doom. That was like
Our
my jam.
dad played different games, too. Because my
Yeah,
dad played like 2K and NBA and like all the sports games. And then
my dad played Madden.
when he got me into video games, he played like Jack and Daxter and stuff like that with me, and I think
Yeah,
like a little bit of like GTA or San Andreas or whatever it was. Then
sure.
he got into Call of Duty, and he played the shit out of Call of Duty for like a bunch of years. And now the dude plays. I laugh at him because of the games he plays. He plays GTA 5, and he's level on the 360. He got to level 300, and now I bought him an Xbox One for Father's Day a couple years ago. He's at level 700 and something, and all he does is
Nice.
race. I want you to know this dude has like 20,000 wins in races. That's all he does. And he used to not play online because he didn't play the online for the longest time on the 360. He would just do
Yeah.
triathlons in the story mode. And that's like running, getting on the bike, swimming. So then I got him onto the online, and he started paying for Xbox Live and stuff like that. So he did races on there, and now he's doing them on there. But the other thing that he plays, and it's so cringy because when I think of like people playing this game, I think of like little kids. He plays Prop Hunt.
Yeah.
He plays Prop Hunt on Call of Duty. And he's like, it's so funny. I saw a vending machine running. And yeah, that's the point. He's an item.
Oh man, it was a blast. I think I was supposed to shoot at him, but I don't know if I did or not. Oops. Jesus. No, like it's crazy though. Like I would say like a majority of like growing up, like my dad playing games with me, and like the games I played as a kid, and like the friends I made with gaming
Hmm.
and all that stuff. Those are like probably like my best memories as a kid. Which it sounds depressing, but it's not. Like I said earlier, like it's normal to have like good friends via the internet.
Yeah.
It's normal to have like some of your best times and memories over the internet, over video games. I mean,
I
it's no
couldn't
different
even.
than having like a game game night with your buddies, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I couldn't tell you my best memory. The obviously like I have like a really I don't even know why it's so strong, but like a very vivid memory of it was either, oh, you know what? I know what it was. I was going to say it was Jack and Daxter. It wasn't Jack and Daxter. We went to Blockbuster and we got Ty the Tasmanian Tiger,
Hmm.
which was this weird Australian game with like a dude that threw boomerangs. We got that, and my dad got me a container of like the Dorito puffs or the Cheeto puff or something chips that were like puffs. That's like for
Okay.
some reason a really strong memory that I
Was it
always
like in a
have.
cylinder tube?
It was, yeah.
That was like the 3D Doritos. Those are back again.
Wait,
The
really?
3D Doritos?
I don't think
Yeah,
they
and
were
they're
three.
back.
I mean, I know they're 3D, but I don't think they were triangles. I think they were like balls. Like you know, you can buy like corn puffs. They were like that, but they had them in Cheetos, Doritos,
I know what you're
like
talking
some
about.
weird
Yeah,
flavors.
but they
But
were called 3D. Like, and they were
maybe I don't
balls.
remember.
And the Dorito ones are now like triangles now. I think they changed the recipe.
Maybe that's the only thing I can think of when I. Well, I mean, there's another one. It's maybe.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I don't know. That's pretty much the only fond memory that I have of my childhood. Just those Doritos. Best 5 seconds of my life.
Oh,
It's all
thank
been
you.
downhill from there.
Just the Doritos?
Yeah, that's the highlight.
I I can think of a lot of memories I had as a kid with video games.
I can
Like,
think of. I can think of. Yeah, I was just memeing, man. I can think of like a time where I stayed the night at Stefan's house and he had a computer and it wasn't like a gaming computer by any means. And so we would take
yeah.
turns, and he would play the 360, I would play the computer, then we'd swap, and he would play the computer, I'd play 360. And I remember he had Oblivion on this computer, and he also had we played RuneScape on it, obviously, but it was called man, now I can't think of it. Feeding Frenzy, Feeding Frenzy. It was like the fish game, dog.
Yeah. I
That
know what you're talking about.
that is a great game. Feeding Frenzy? Are you kidding me? That was crazy. They need to remaster that.
Yeah.
They need to remaster that
I
immediately.
played the game.
RTX and everything on it.
RTX.
Yeah.
Wasn't that on the Xbox arcade?
I don't remember playing it on Xbox. I played it on the PC.
Maybe I played it on the PC too.
It might be on Xbox. I'm not entirely sure.
Hmm.
Um, I
I mean, I watched.
yeah, those are like the only memories that stick out. Obviously, I've had good times, but just memories in general.
Sorry, I'm eating.
Oh yeah, that's
My dinner
okay.
was brought to me.
Yeah, my food's sitting in the kitchen. I'm not going to be able to eat it for like another hour and a half because I'm nice and I'm not going to eat in front of people. So something that I brought. Oh wait, do you want to talk about your memories or?
Yeah, I was
Okay,
just gonna touch on one.
go ahead.
Um, one of my like, I would say fondest memories playing like games.
Mhm.
I used to have these friends. Um, they were like right down the road from me. I'm not gonna say their names. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to name drop or anything. But I used to have these friends, and we'd go over to their house. My parents used to babysit them. Well, my mom did, and
I know this story.
I would, I would go over. Well, I don't know if you know this exact story, but my mom used to babysit the these kids, and I would go over to their house, and we would play like Call of Duty or WoW or
Yeah,
just like a bunch of different games, and like it was like some of the most like we would do some of the most mischievous like bullshit while playing video games. They had like their dad worked for like Rent a Center or something like that. Like
sure.
back when Rent a Center was like a fucking thing. I don't know if it still is anymore. I've never seen it. I haven't seen a Rent a Center in fucking ages.
I've
Uh,
not in a long time.
but he would I guess finance would be the word. He'd finance these like PCs, and he had one. His three kids had a PC, and I'd bring my
Jesus.
laptop, and we'd sit down, and we would like have just like long nights like playing games. And I remember one time we were playing games, and we would like take turns, and his dad's PC. His dad worked like night shift or some bullshit. But he'd be gone, and his dad PC would go over there. It would get on his PC, and we'd look at like his dad's porn. Yeah, yeah. We'd
Sheesh.
look at his yeah, shush. We'd look at his dad's porn that he has on his like hard drive. While like they played fucking Oblivion or they played it was Morrowind, not Oblivion. It was Morrowind. They played like Morrowind on the big TV and the other kids would be playing like fucking World of Warcraft on the two PCs in their gaming room. It was it was some of the craziest memories of the kid. I don't know if I'd say fondest. I guess the most like burnt into my brain. I'd say more fond memory would be like I touched on it earlier, but when my dad got his surgery, he was off of work for a long time.
Yeah.
And that was back when Skyrim first came out, back in 2011. I remember when Skyrim came out. It came out, you can even like fact check me on this. It came out November 11th, 2011. That was when got together with one of my first serious relationships. That is when my great grandmother died, and that's when my dad went and bought Skyrim.
Yes.
Are you,
Sorry,
are you fact check?
no, no, no. I'm fixing the Twitch. I didn't put a title or a genre.
Mm.
But you're good. I'm listening. Go ahead.
But yeah, so my dad got his surgery, and he would stay home and he'd play Skyrim, and I would hang out with him like
Skyrim or
as a
Morrowind?
teenager. Skyrim. This is 2011.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So he was like off for a few months, and I'd come home and I'd be like, "Oh, you're playing Skyrim," and I would sit down and like watch him play Skyrim
Yeah.
for like hours, and he was like good at the game, like surprisingly. I don't mean like dogging my dad's gaming ability, but it's definitely not like up to our snuff, right? But I would watch him play and play and play, and I remember how heartbroken he was when he got to like it was like level cap. It was like 70 or 80 or something like that.
There's a
He
level
got to
cap in
level cap
Skyrim?
at one point. Yeah, there was.
What?
There was a level cap in Skyrim. Uh-huh. And he got to level cap and he could do like the same quest like over and over again. They kind of just kept coming. Um and he was like, I'm gonna start a new character. And it was like so sad because he started a new character and the only thing that he had was like auto saves. Right?
Oh.
And it overrode his save.
See,
He
that's
had like
oh god, man.
he had like I would say at least 200 hours in Skyrim, and it overrode his save.
Skyrim's fucked me over once before. The the worst thing that's happened to me in Skyrim was it was when I played it on the PS3, and for whatever reason I decided to have a kid. It was when they first had that DLC come out where you could build a house and adopt a kid. It was when it was brand new. And oh god, dude, this is just making my blood boil thinking about it. Freaking the little kid can go up and pick up like swords and then stab the dummies in a training room, and he's supposed to
Hmm.
put the sword back when he's done. Well, I freaked out because he picked up this, I don't remember what kind of sword it even was that I had, but he picked up something of mine, and I went up to him to talk to him, and he puts it in his sheath and turns and talks to me. And I'm like, "Give me my stuff back." You know what I mean? Well, I stopped talking to him. He doesn't put it back. It's in his inventory indefinitely. And when he went to go attack the dummy again, he picked up another sword off of the wall. And I was like, "Please put my weapons down," because like I would like show off my good gear. I wouldn't always wear my best gear or my best weapons that I would have, especially if I was
You're
wanting to
cool,
do
dear.
yeah, especially if I wasn't doing like melee at the time. If I was doing magic or archery, I wouldn't just carry everything on me.
Mhm.
I would throw it in the house. And so I think I
Yeah,
was doing like magic or something at the time. But yeah, that little son of a you know what picked up my dang. I think it was Mehrunes dagger, and you couldn't get another one, especially
that's a
since
quest
it
item.
yeah, especially since it was on the PS3, so there's no console commands. If it was on PC, I just spawn in another one, get a mod to kill the kid, and then just slaughter
Yeah,
him. But
yeah,
unfortunately,
no problem.
fortunately, you can't do that. Skyrim makes me very angry.
Issues like that.
You what?
I always had
You
good.
lagged a
I
little
never
bit.
had any issues. Never had any issues with that. I just
Oh.
was. I just never like. I beat the game like so many times, but I've never like gotten far in the game. Like I'd beat the game and be like level 30. I'd be like time to start over and do it again.
See, and that's crazy that you say that because you think about all of the time that I've spent in Skyrim, right? Like I say it's one of my favorite games. I've
Yeah,
bought it on every single console except the Switch. And
yeah,
I didn't know that there is a part in the storyline that you could do where there's like a civil war. Like I knew that there was a civil war going on, obviously. I'm not, ignorant to that. But the
yeah.
fact that I didn't know that there was actually a battle. Like I know you could choose a side if you wanted to be, part of the oh
The
man, what are they?
Nords,
Yeah, the Nords, or if you wanted to be
the
part of the
what are the
Imperials,
Stormcloaks?
the Stormcloaks and
Stormcloaks.
Imperials, yeah. And yeah, I was watching a video and this dude was talking about how to get like unlimited arrows or something like that, and it's you just like it was during a siege. And I was like, there's sieges in this game, and then it was like, yeah, there's a final battle where all these armies clash, and I'm like, what the heck? And I looked at it, and I was like, I've never seen this before. I've dropped so
Yeah,
many hours into this game, never done
it's
that
like
once.
in Whiterun.
Yeah, it's
They
somewhere.
fight.
Yeah, it's somewhere. I was like, dude, and I've done a lot of quests there. I've done different playthroughs, different quests. I've tried to switch it up multiple times, and I've never came across that. Never.
See, that's the thing. You can slaughter and kill Jarl Balgruuf. You can kill
I
what's
didn't
that
know
one
that.
guy's
I
name?
didn't know that those guys could die. Like
Yeah,
Julius.
yeah. What's that one guy's name? Fuck. Ah, shit.
I think it's
He's like,
Julius.
no, there's a guy. He's like, I'd sell you my sister if I had one or blah blah blah. You know
That's
what I'm
just
talking
like
about?
every shopkeeper in the game.
No, it's a shopkeeper. It's a specific shopkeeper.
Is it the one?
Bellathor. Bellathor.
Oh, dude, Bellathor.
Yeah, Bellathor. Exactly. When Miles played, my younger brother, I think it was Miles. He went in there and he was on like the side of I think it was the Stormcloaks because that's when you kill everybody. And he killed Bellathor. Like he went in there and like fucking murdered his shit because they were defending. And he decapitated him. And his decapitated corpse never despawned. So every time you'd walk into the general store, it was just Bellathor's dead body.
So
Decapitated
you
on the
could
ground.
actually go in there and kill all of the unkillable NPCs,
Yeah, like it's literally just like part of the quest line.
and you can
And they're
completely like
supposed to get
render
replaced.
Whiterun useless.
Well, you wouldn't. It wouldn't be useless. It would get replaced by a bunch of like Stormcloak people, or it's supposed to. But
Oh.
Miles was like glitched or some shit, and it
See,
was.
I'm missing this entire part. Like, I did not know that was a thing.
I'm always an Imperial because I'm not racist.
Yeah, yeah, about that. I didn't know that the Stormcloaks were racist for the longest time because, I'm like 12 years old playing this game. So I always went
For
with
the
the
Nords.
Stormcloaks because I was like, blue armor. That's cool.
Hmm. No, no.
I
The
see where
Nords
you
are
stand with those treacherous Thalmor.
so treacherous. But no, I loved, I loved Skyrim. I loved.
Definitely one of the best games. One of the better games, I would say. I know it gets overhyped, or people could say that it's overhyped, but honestly, it deserves all the recognition it gets. Even though they could tone it down and not put it on every console, I think they just mainly do that so like if you've never owned a 360 but you've owned an Xbox One, you have the chance to
Mhm.
play it with better graphics. But they need to release
Yeah,
that Elder Scrolls the new one. They need to
it
do
was
it.
fixed.
I
It's
think
in
it's
the
supposed to
works,
be High Rock or Hammerfell.
something like that. But now would you say Skyrim has the best storyline out of it, out of any game?
Ooh, no, definitely
I don't
not.
think so.
I would say the best storyline. See, I was too young to understand the Morrowind storyline, so I couldn't tell you if it had a good storyline or not. But I do remember Oblivion's, and I remember getting every single achievement for it. And I would have to say that Oblivion had the better story. Maybe not the better main storyline, because I don't really care about closing the gates of hell.
Well,
But the DLC where you become, oh man, of course my mind is blanking on a subject I know a lot about. When you
hmm.
become Sheogorath, when you become the new Sheogorath, that was a really good DLC.
I'm saying in general. What game do you think has the best storyline in general? Not out of just the Elder Scrolls
Oh,
series.
like any game in general,
Hmm.
storyline wise. You go first.
It's hard because I'm kind of torn between like three different games. Um, so I was gonna say The Last of Us, but it ended poorly,
I would say The
in my
Last of
opinion.
Us if The Last of Us 2 wasn't a thing that existed.
Yeah, like The Last of Us had like they could have ended right there.
They could have.
Now, these next two are one of them I know for a fact is uh can you not like spoil it?
I saw it pop up in chat. Uncharted.
Yeah. Uncharted is one of them, but that's not the one that is a controversial for you.
What's the one I'm gonna be?
We've talked about this one.
Oh my god! I know what you're gonna say. Garbage game, dude.
It's not.
Garbage
It's
game.
not. It's one of the best.
Can I tell you something?
Best.
Can I tell you something? I bought the game and I tried it. Okay, I honestly did. If I pulled up Steam right now, it would say I probably have like 8 hours in it. And do you know how many missions I've beaten? I'll
Like
give you
one.
a hint. One. Do you want to know why? I haven't killed the griffin yet.
Get good.
I found the dead female griffin, which is like
Hmm.
30 minutes into the game. That's how far
Yeah.
I've gotten in 8 hours. And I got a pot for a lady because I got distracted on a side quest.
Just do side quests. They're fun.
No, dude.
Go fight a fiend.
If you don't
Then
know
you'll
what
love the
he's
game.
talking about, it's The Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3. Yeah. We didn't.
Yeah, I was like, it said the name of the game.
Yeah. Witcher 3. Best. One of the best games. I still think Uncharted is better. I do. Uncharted is really good because it ended very well.
Yeah.
Right. Forget the spin-offs. The one where you play as my mind's blanking on her name, the black-haired chick. But Uncharted 1 through 4, I think it's like playable Indiana Jones.
I can agree
And
with
if you don't
that.
think, and if you don't think Indiana Jones was a good movie, then fuck off. All right.
Man,
It,
best
it, it did
storyline.
to me. I think Uncharted did everything that Tomb Raider couldn't. I don't mean to shit on Tomb Raider, but it's just not as good. You don't get as invested, I think.
Yeah. Uncharted was. I never played the fourth one. I did beat 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I know. You stole the fourth one from me one time, and I got really mad.
I would never steal from you, friend.
You're right. I did cry at the end of Uncharted. Uncharted 4, I cried. That's how good.
Man.
That I think that is like only one of the only games, aside from maybe like Uncharted 1, no Uncharted 1, Last of Us, the first one. I think that was one of the only games that made me cry. Like I cried.
Man, I'm sitting here trying to think. I honestly couldn't tell you like
I
storyline
mean, there's.
wise the best game because
Mhm.
I don't play a lot of games for the story. I get into the lore, like I play RuneScape and I get into RuneScape lore. I play
Yeah,
SCP, I get into SCP lore. But
yeah.
a game that I've enjoyed for the storyline, like Skyrim, is one of the only games that I've played that has a storyline that I've enjoyed. I mean, I could say like Call of Duty because I played the campaigns of Call of Duty, but I wouldn't say that that's like the greatest storytelling thing
Well, you could
ever.
argue that. I mean, like the Modern Warfare stories, like fucking solid. Like
Yeah, I mean, I
it's
almost
rock
shed a
solid.
tear when Ghost died. That was
Yeah,
pretty
that was one. I
heartbreaking.
think. I think for young gamers or just like I guess young adult gamers, that was one of the most heartbreaking gaming moments of their childhood. Is when they fucking were betrayed
Hmm.
at the end of what was it MW2?
Yeah, from
Yeah,
Shepard.
yeah. Shepard shot them both.
If I have to give you an
That shit.
answer right now, I would say just off of what I have right now, I would say probably The Last of Us, just the first one.
Just the
Storyline
first one.
wise, I was really intrigued by everything. It had me interested in it the entire way through. Um, it kept me interested. I loved the scenery. I'll say The Last of Us Part One, definitely.
Also,
Obviously,
a game made
if
by
I
Naughty
didn't say
Dog.
that, yes, which is Jack and Daxter, great series.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like I
exactly.
don't like the way that
Crash
they ended
Bandicoot.
it. Oh yeah, Crash Bandicoot. And
Yep.
then they I think Insomniac Games is the ones that made Ratchet and Clank. If I'm not mistaken, they're like a sister company to Naughty Dog.
Probably because
Maybe.
they're all. I think they're all related because they're all Sony exclusives.
Speaking of like really really good games, right?
Hmm.
We were just talking about this with my dad about my dad. One of the better games that has a very major part in our lives is GTA 5.
Yes. Um, I never got. See, and here's the thing. It's weird because I played GTA 5,
Mhm.
right? And this is gonna surprise you. I've never beaten GTA 5.
What?
Never.
Are you kidding me?
Never. I've
Never?
never owned it long enough
Do you
personally
hear
to
this?
have beaten
That's
the game.
cap.
It's not cap. Listen, hear me out.
Put a
When
kappa
I get
face in the chat. That's cap.
no, 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 no. Listen to me. When I would play GTA 5, do you know where I would play GTA 5?
You'd played at my house.
Your house.
That's the only
Do you know
time
what
you
I
played
didn't
it.
have at my house?
You had GTA
I
5
didn't
at
have
your house.
GTA 5.
I had you get it, and
No.
you played multiplayer with me and Jeremy when you had a PS3 that one time. There was
When
one
I got my
time when you had a
PS3, yeah.
PS3. Yeah.
Yeah, like I played GTA 5 for like a couple weeks. Yeah. And then like all I did was play online. And then we had other things we wanted to do cuz
Mhm.
like in our high school years we didn't really focus on gaming. It was about music.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
that's
think
what
the
I was
important
referencing earlier when I said that we took that gap. I don't know if it affected you guys that much, but it definitely affected me when I made the switch from like video game heavy to music heavy.
yeah.
I focused more on that. But then I
Yeah.
got back into it because like when we would all be hanging out and somebody would be recording,
Yeah.
there was always GTA 5 in the background or Minecraft in the background, and somebody was always playing something. And
Dude.
there was one song that
Yes,
we released.
Minecraft.
There was one song that we released, and you could hear a police officer going, "Get fucked!" like in the background.
So a song we released on the fucking noodle mic. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely Noodle Mic era. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Picked up
Handheld
fucking everything.
games. Game Boy. I didn't play a lot of handheld games. I had like Pokemon Sapphire and Pokemon Emerald. They were like the same like generation. Those are like the only
Funny
handheld games
story.
I've ever played. Metroid,
But
Spyro.
oh, do I love Metroid? Funny story about Game Boys. So I was obsessed with Game Boys when I was younger. I would say I was like 8 or 9,
Yeah.
right? Um, so my dad went out of his way, and when the Game Boy SPs were launched, you remember the SPs, the foldable like
That's
flip
that's
phone
that's the
ones?
one that I had. Yep. Blue one.
When they were launched, he went out and they were like $100 a piece, and he bought 3 of them. Right? I think he had one, and he was gonna give it to Miles later, but he might have bought only 2. I don't remember, but he bought one for me and Matt. I knew that specifically, and he said these stay at home. You can take them to your friend's house, but they stay at home. They don't go to school.
Mhm.
I was like, that's cool. I'm taking it to school anyway. I was able to play it all the way up until after Christmas break was done because I got it on Christmas.
Mhm.
I took it that first day back to school. It was like sleet, like slush outside.
You slid, didn't you?
I was getting off the bus after school,
God.
and I had it like this in my hand because I had my backpack in my other hand, and I slipped, and I caught myself like this, breaking my Game Boy SP in half. My dad never found out about it. I think I just told him recently about this because I just never played them. I was just like, I don't know. I don't feel like playing my Game Boy right now. And I would just like play Gavin's Game Boy Advance, feel like a plebeian with a Game Boy Advance.
So taking it back a little bit to how I said I'm a little bit more competitive than you. You
Mm.
broke your uh, Game Boy Advanced SP on an accident, right? Do you want me to
Yeah.
tell you? I don't know if I told you this story before. Do you know how I
I
broke
know
my
what it is. I
DS?
know what it is. Yes, Austin Grantham. I'm
We
James
were
dropping. I don't give a fuck.
okay, no, because it's funny, and Austin remembers this story too. So we were riding the bus together, and it was when the DS was like really popular. Like everybody had gotten the Nintendo DS for Christmas,
Yeah.
and you had like the pick no chat, and if somebody had a game, right,
Yeah.
they could invite you and give you, I don't remember if it was like a special code or what, but
Yeah.
they could invite you, and even if you didn't have the game, you could still play. Didn't
Yeah.
need Wi-Fi. I don't know how it worked. Magic, okay? Santa's magic. But
Essentially.
yes, we were playing Mario Kart, and I lost, and I don't remember exactly. I don't know if it was like I came in last place or I just lost to him. I don't know. We had a bunch of people playing, and I
Yeah.
got so mad that I grabbed my Game Boy, bent it like this, and bit the screen, and I broke through the like the cover. I don't know what you call it, like the covering screen,
LCD.
LCD screen. I broke through that with my tooth, and the screen went bloop, and it was all black.
Yep.
So all I could do is play Game Boy games on it, and they were on the bottom screen.
Yeah. So you showed me this. You showed me this DS because when we first started hanging out, you had it like on this like shelf where like
The
you had
Xbox
like some Game Boy
360.
games, and you had
You
like
talking about the small wooden shelf?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about that thing. I had my
yeah,
Xbox on that, and it fell off because that thing was so. Oh god,
wobbly.
dude,
Yeah,
memories.
yeah. I remember that time. Um, but no, like all of this like built up to one point, right? So I want to kind of switch lanes here. Not it's they're running along side by side each other, right?
Hmm.
But um, I was wanting to discuss like our streaming and stuff, and like
Yeah.
our YouTube channel, and well, our YouTube channel, your YouTube channel, my Twitch channel. I don't really have a YouTube for my Twitch, but
You need
you
to.
get the point. You know, I was kind of wanting to discuss like the difficulties, I would say, as like small content creators of like just trying to get your like name out there.
Hmm.
Like I'm blanking right now. My brain just fried for a second. I'm sorry. Back to snap
Okay,
back to
if you
reality.
want me to go, I can talk about it first because I'm prepared to talk about this.
Are you?
I
Are you
am.
prepared?
I am prepared to talk
Uh,
about this.
I mean, if you're prepared, go ahead. My brain like
Okay.
took like a hard right there for a second into a
So,
wall. So,
me being a small content creator, right?
yeah.
And I it's weird. I hate telling people that I make videos, but that's the thing that you need to do. Like I don't post my videos on Facebook at all. It goes strictly to Twitter and then to you guys. But I'm sitting here thinking about it and I'm like I'm going to stay a small content creator if I don't do that. You know? But that's besides the
Yeah.
point. What I'm trying to say is um oh god, I'm having a blank now too.
Yikes. Yikes. Oh, we need to ban that person.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Boop. Goodbye.
Thank you.
We need to make our other accounts moderators to help us with that.
Yeah. Speaking of my other account, it's talking in chat by my wife.
Yes, it is.
It looks like I'm talking in chat.
You are talking in chat. You're talking to us, talking to yourself. Um, so the struggles of a small content creator. So what I'm trying to say is, in my opinion, you need to be prepared to do things that you're not comfortable with. So, like I was saying, for me, I'm not comfortable with sharing my videos because I don't think people care. And
I
I'm
think
afraid to put myself out there, but I enjoy making them and I enjoy putting the time into making them. But then I post this video on YouTube.
break your pencil.
I
Anyway,
put I
continue.
put this thing on YouTube and I don't share it anywhere except Twitter. So I think
Yeah.
you have to, and that might not be the same thing for everybody, but that's definitely a thing for me. Is you need to kind of go out of your comfort zone and go out of your boundaries a little bit, and
Yeah.
that'll help help get you out there.
Well, I think it's because I think I struggle with this a little bit too. What mine is, and yours probably is the same thing, because I think a lot of, especially small content creators, you don't want to be that guy, right?
That's exactly what I said. I don't want to be
Well,
that guy that's like, check out my video, bro.
but like, yeah, yeah, that guy. And we all don't want to be that guy. Like, we all know that guy. And we're like, we share, like, if I share my Twitch, like my Twitch handle on Facebook, especially, I feel like 100% that guy. I'm like, fuck. I'm cringy. I'm that dude's like, oh, bro, I'm playing video games. You want to watch?
You got games
But
on
that's
no
exactly what I
stream.
want. That's exactly what I want them to do. Yeah, I want them to tune into me watching playing video games because I want
Yeah.
people to enjoy me playing video games, whether it's because I'm talented or I'm talentless or I'm just like a piece of shit or I'm funny or whatever it is, or they're just bored and want to watch someone play video games. It's
You're all
like
of the above.
average, right? I mean, there's games I'm good at, like For Honor. That's like one of my number one games I like playing on stream because I know that I can entertain people because I do good.
Yeah.
Now with other games, it's kind of I kind of got to flex up my funny a little bit because I'm ass cheeks. But
So that's something I wanted to talk to you about. And this doesn't necessarily have to do with small content creators, but just content creating in general.
yeah,
And I know you've heard me say this before, and I don't mean it negatively when I say this, but I think what I want to know is, okay, why don't you want to make YouTube videos? Because when I make YouTube videos, and I'm going to say this in a way that's like the least like demeaning to streamers, when I make a YouTube video, like it's my own creation, right? I get the same satisfaction that I did when we used to make music and I would like craft a song and it's like this is my own, except I didn't make the beat. When I make a YouTube video, I just recently switched up my intro and outro. I've got, I gather these clips myself. I do the editing myself. I do all of this stuff myself. I get the satisfaction to say like this is like something that I put. Sometimes I put like 12 hours just into like a 5-minute video. Well, at least more recently I have. In the past it would be like 45 minutes, but when I stream, and I've only streamed like a handful of times,
yeah,
I don't get that satisfaction because
hmm
I'm only like funny or good in bits and pieces. So if I can capture those good bits and pieces and put them in a video, I think that makes more sense than being a streamer. Because if you're somebody who can't be funny all the time or can't be good all the time or you've got little awkward parts, just to me, I think it would make more sense to not waste your time. And I don't want to say waste your time, but like it makes more sense to do like a YouTube video. Yeah, it's more time and it's more work, but you capture like the better parts of you. Cuz like I said, when I stream for like 2 or 3 hours, there's like 10 minutes of good footage on there.
well, I know you're just like had like a whole explanation of like why I should feel so, but here, I think here's the kicker. I think here's the situation. It's that, and don't take this the wrong way, but I'm outgoing. I'm extroverted.
Mhm.
I like talking to people, especially when it's like real time.
Mhm.
And I feel like for me, a lot is lost in translation if I were to post videos. On top of that, it's like ease of access, right? So if I make a video and you don't, and I don't have you as my editor, I don't really want to put that workload on you anyway, but I don't have you as my editor. That means that's something else I have to do. I have to edit videos.
Yeah, I've told you I don't
And
mind. I get enjoyment out of compiling clips together and finding the funny parts.
well, and I understand that, but like that's another thing. I also don't want to like dog on you, like because I know like it's all genuine because you record one long video and you just cut it up and it's all
Mhm.
parts of you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're just picking out the one your favorite parts. But to me, if I did that, I would feel disingenuous, right?
Like you're only showing one side.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
And
that makes
like,
sense.
but then again, like, I want to be more, hence our, I guess our name. I want to be more candid, right?
Yeah.
I want to be more like out there, where like someone who's a little more introverted, like yourself, you kind of want to just show the part that you want to show public, right? Me, I want them to see the whole shebang. I want them to have the whole 9 yards. I want them to see me mad. I want them to see me upset. I want them to see me neutral. I
And
want to
you
see
know
me
what?
happy, funny, haha.
I'll give you this point too. If you're live streaming, you said it you didn't finish it this way, but you were kind of alluding to this where you're getting like this one side, right? Like this perfect side. In my eyes, like when I upload a video, I'm picking out all of my perfect parts.
Yeah,
There might be somebody out there that doesn't find any of those clips funny, but if I would have put another clip in that I was like, I don't want that, cut it, they might have thought that
yeah,
that was hilarious. So if I'm live streaming, they're getting a 360 degree. I might like these parts, somebody might like these parts, somebody might like these parts. I'm everybody's getting enjoyment. That's
yeah.
that's kind of what it sounded like you were at least trying to say.
Yeah, and on top of that, like I said, I'm outgoing. I like talking to people directly. I know, like, and it's nothing against introverted people because I know that you're more on the introverted side of things. I don't want to like claim you to be introverted if you
Yeah.
don't think you're introverted. If you think you're outgoing, you're outgoing. But with me, like, I get a thrill when I have viewers. Like it's gives me adrenaline, right? When
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
like my viewers,
Yeah, I
I'm like
was
that.
that's
That's
the same way with me. Definitely. I mean,
I.
I've only live streamed, sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
You're fine. Uh, I just feel like the stakes are higher, right?
Yeah.
Like, whereas with a video, it's just kind of more like laid back and relaxed, and I don't try as hard. And I want to put effort into it, although like I probably still would put effort into it if I'm making a video, probably too much effort, but I just like the feeling of it, like in the moment. It's the now. Like talk to them now. They're
Mhm.
here now. You can like reply to every single comment, unless you're like fucking Tim the Tap Man or Ninja or something where
Mhm.
you can't reply to every comment. But I mean,
See,
still, that's still like you can just real time like see people saying something to you and commenting to you, and you can have that knee jerk reaction and just say off the top stuff,
I'll give
and
you
that kind of stuff is attractive to me.
I'll give you this too. If you were to get like 30 views on a YouTube video, you'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. 30 people have watched like this 5-minute video."
Yeah,
But if you get 30 viewers on Twitch, that means 30 people are like currently watching you do what you're doing.
yeah, yeah,
I think maybe like that holds like higher power than 30 views on a video because somebody can a video is like always sitting there. You know what I mean? So if I
yeah,
post a video and it's got like 45,000 views, like that's cool, but the video was uploaded a year ago.
yeah,
You're streaming right now and you've got like what 10,000 views. Yeah, that's significantly less than the 45,000 views on YouTube, but you've got 10,000 people in one sitting watching you. I just think that like it kind of holds more strength and more
wait.
power. Yeah, more weight. Yeah.
Well, you got to think of it this way. So like another way I see it, like if this hobby were to become like my main source of income,
Mhm.
it requires, I would say, significantly less. So, for example, if you were getting average 2,000 views per video, you couldn't go full time YouTube off of that,
Right.
right? Because you can't even be a partner until what, like 10,000 subs?
You gotta have like 10,000 subs and like
Yeah,
40 hours of watch time, which honestly is not a lot, but
but I mean, still. So, like, if I had 2,000 concurrent viewers every stream, I could live off that, and Kelsey
yeah.
could probably quit her job. That's significant.
Mhm.
Like, I started watching Tim the Tap Man when he had 2,000 views per stream,
Yeah.
and that was literally just like back my first year of college. And then when
I
you watched
remember
him, he had
watching
less.
him. Yeah, I was watching him when he still had a full-time job. He had like
Yeah,
20 people in the chat room, which is crazy.
yeah, and it's like odds are like, and you can play the game too, right? You can play the algorithm game. So
Yeah.
what, like for example, like Ninja talked about this, and it's kind of like what I'm wanting to try to do. Find a game that you like,
Mhm.
that you're good at, that no one really watches. Build your audience there, and then when a game comes out, that you know is going to be popular and that you know is going to be fucking popping, play it once you have your audience because they will flock because you already have like that amount of people that want to watch you for you.
Hmm.
You have your audience. Okay? You play this new game, chat comes back, and boom, you're like already like number 23 on this new game that just came out.
Sure.
So someone who's bored of watching the regular streamer could be like, "Well, I just want to watch someone play this game," and they scroll through. They only have to scroll like 2 pages, and you're right there.
I
Click.
see, and that's great. But you said algorithm, and it just made me think like another reason why I'm like I would rather have YouTube videos. It it does it does sound like we need an expert. We need a
We need a famous YouTuber and a famous Twitch streamer. We
yeah,
need
we
we just
do.
just don't know Tim. Go on
Yes.
CP stream right now. Give him top G and be like, "Hey, join my Discord for a second. Be on my podcast."
But you said algorithm, and it just made me think like Twitch gets lost in an algorithm, right? You only get on the home screen if your video is popping, or if somebody raids you, or if somebody stumbles upon you. The one thing that
Yeah.
I'll give YouTube is no matter if you have your sorting as high views, low views, or most recent or whatever, if YouTube thinks that your video should be part of the algorithm, it will.
Yeah.
And videos can get recommended later on in time, which again it kind of sucks because you could make a video like a year ago and your video will take like a year or two to pop off, but that's just how the YouTube algorithm works. With Twitch, you can kind of get lost in it, whereas a YouTube video can get lost but then come back up on the show.
It's random, but maybe.
You should start saying your starting saying should be, "Hey, sup, idiots." Okay.
Dallas likes it.
I just like calling people idiots.
We're all idiots here. That's the point of the podcast. Um, but no, like yeah, no, I get like the algorithm of YouTube can be more lenient,
Hmm.
but hear me out here. The algorithm on Twitch is more, and here's the kicker, forgiving. You could be like
Yeah.
hella popular on YouTube, like popping the fuck off, right? One wrong video or like one social media mistake and you're dead to the whole thing. Like, okay, and I don't mean just wrong video as in like you did something wrong, right? You could post, you could start a game that you like and you enjoy
Hmm.
that no one vibes with, and they stop watching it. So your viewer count drops down below a certain amount of numbers,
Yep.
and you stop getting recommended because you don't have that. Or like if you want to do like if you just like changed it up once and you were like I want to do long form videos, right? And you did long form videos and like YouTube's just like nah, this ain't it, chief. And they just literally just like rip you from like the recommended. They rip you from
Yeah.
like
That's
or if you
fair.
have like or if you have different opinions than like YouTube itself,
Hmm.
they could silence you.
I've also seen where people are having to turn notifications on to see people that they're subscribed to videos. It won't
Yeah.
pop up because I don't know if it's like this on the computer because I don't really watch YouTube on the computer a lot. But you can go to a subscriber section on like mobile and on a TV, and it'll show you all the most recent videos from everybody you're subscribed to. And sometimes they'll yank videos off of that, and the only way you can watch them is if you either A, visit their channel and go to their video section, or B, if you have notifications on, which half the time YouTube notifications, and I hate to dog on YouTube, but their notifications on that app suck. I'll
Yeah.
upload a video and it'll or somebody else will upload a video and it'll take I don't know, like 4 hours before it says, "Oh, so and so uploaded a video." I'm just like, "Great. That would have been
Yeah.
nice to know, 4 hours ago."
Or or they'll do it like it's either instant or really late,
hmm
right? Like today, I got recommended a video from I think it was like a week ago from Tim the Tatman,
Well,
and I was just
recommendations are
like,
different because sometimes they'll recommend you. Since I've been playing CS:GO a lot recently, I'll get like 5 second
well,
CS:GO clips recommended to me that are like a year or two ago. It's
well, I didn't
more
mean
so.
recommended. I meant
Okay.
like I got a notification on my phone,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I opened it, and it was like over a week ago, and I'm just like, hello,
You're like,
like
huh?
this doesn't make sense. Like I could go in there, and he has like 8 other videos after that, and I'm left confused. That's what I mean by um it's unforgiving, right?
Yeah.
Because it's an AI. Whereas Twitch is more I don't know if they use an AI program yet. They probably have some sort of AI working on it, but it's not as convoluted and complex as Google's YouTube AI because they have it like honed. And the problem with it being so honed is it like well, I wouldn't say it's honed. It's like not honed at all, really. Actually, it like it thinks it's getting more honed, but it's not. It's getting worse and more jagged, I guess. Like the more it hones, the worse it gets. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like I've heard more complaints from YouTubers and them hopping ship and going to Twitch than I've heard vice versa. Mimo, no, go, get out of the food. Sorry, my dog.
Bad dog.
Yeah, fucking fuck. He was trying to eat my son's food off the table.
Oh, speaking
Anyway,
of that, sorry, I'm eating Atticus's tenders that you guys left in the fridge
you might fucking guess. I don't
because
even think Kelsey
Jessica
remembered.
butchered dinner. Sorry, babe, if you're watching.
She butchered dinner. It's okay. You can have her tenders because have his tenders because I think Jessica accidentally gave me your combos because she packed our bag last night. And I looked at her. It was your combos, and I whole ass ate them.
Damn it.
I was like, Kelsey, why'd you take these combos? And she's like, I didn't. Jessica packed our bag for us, and I was like, what? So yeah, she gave me your combos, bro.
Liar. She says liar.
Not lying. That's what. Okay, you tell my wife she's a liar. I didn't pack that
Ooh.
bag, bro. I didn't pack the bag.
Mm.
Bro, she thought they were mine, and I ate them.
So, who are some of your inspirations? Because for me, I obviously, like we said, I do YouTube videos and you do streaming. But
Yeah.
um a lot of my people that I kind of look up to, sorry, I was reading chat. A lot of the people that I
Cool.
look up to are also streamers, but they haven't always been streamers. Like just a couple of examples and then I'll let you go. So like the Syndicate project, he used to do like a bunch of Call of Duty Zombies content, right?
Yeah.
Noah J456, bunch of Call of Duty Zombies content. You've got Jericho. I don't remember why I started following Jericho, if I'm being honest, but I watch him now, and I've been following him since like 2013. Same with Tim the Tatman. Tim the Tatman's a streamer. Some of these guys started out as YouTubers, right? And they've moved over to streaming, and I enjoy their streams. There's not really a whole lot of YouTube videos that I watch. Like, the only people I can think of that I watch on YouTube will be meme compilations, Vsauce, and like creepy pastas, like the r
Kelsey,
slash ask Reddit or whatever.
Kelsey,
Everything else I'm watching Twitch,
Never. Out.
Denver, go. Denver, go.
and
I mean,
like Tim the Tatman obviously is a huge inspiration because I liked the way that he interacted with the chat and how he just kept it funny the entire time. I like Jericho because Jericho, I will say, is very very underrated. I don't know if you watch him
no.
because I tried to get Jessica into watching him, and I don't mean to turn this into a long conversation. I'll let you go after I'm done talking about Jericho, but he he does things that you wouldn't think a gamer would do. Like he does like GeoGuessr, right? Like that's kind of like a thing that content creators do. They play GeoGuessr, whatever. Well, he plays, CS:GO, Valorant, popular FPS games, right? The thing that he does that I really like, it's called shitty cooking. And what he does is he live streams it, and then if you miss the live stream, he uploads it to YouTube. And what he does is he cooks, and he cooks these like extravagant, like 4 or 5 star dishes, and he butchers them. Well, he used to butcher them. He doesn't really butcher them anymore. He's gotten a lot better at it. But it's
Yeah.
so funny to see him struggle to like cook something because he doesn't really like. I don't want to say he doesn't have cooking knowledge because the dude's pretty smart and he's pretty funny. But like, it's like giving a 2-year-old like a book on how to make like homemade cookies, and the 2-year-old trying to figure it out. Right?
Yeah.
He's like,
I got you.
oh, you need to add 2 tablespoons of salt, and then he just grabs some salt and he's just like, that's enough. But it ends up looking good. Like 85, 95% of the time, the dishes end up looking good. And so, like, I know that's not content that I create, but as somebody who likes, video games and streamers and stuff like that, I find stuff like that that's different entertaining because it's not always the same BS of watching this person play Fortnite, this person play this person play that. It's a switch up.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I mean, like, a lot of my. It's weird that you say, like, a lot of your, like, inspos are from Twitch,
Hmm.
because mine are from YouTube. Like,
Which is
I
weird.
would say, yeah, like, I derive, like, my inspiration from, I think one of my favorites, and I don't mean to be, like, cringy or anything, but PewDiePie. Like,
Mm,
I love the fuck out of PewDiePie. I love watching that guy, like, grow as, like, a creator. Now, he's
yes.
had a lot of incidents, that
It's
I
okay.
disagree with. Like, I disagree with him doing things a certain way. But, like,
I
I've always
like
watched his
I like how
stuff.
he switched up completely and went from like horror games to like the meme reviews and all the stuff that he does. I
Oh
think it
yeah,
was really smart.
yeah, and it's hilarious.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I love his shit. It's funny. Um, but I look up to him. Um, another another few people I look up to is Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning.
Yes, sir.
I consume, and it's weird. I think out of all, like, YouTuber, like, content creator, like, a total, like, amalgamation of content, I consume their content the most. Like, I watch their main channel, I watch their spin-off channel, I watch their cooking channel, I listen to their
They have a
podcast.
cooking
I
channel?
Yeah, Mythical Kitchen with Chef Josh.
I did not know
You ever
that.
seen that?
I knew they
You
had
need
a
to look it up.
podcast and I like ear biscuits, right? And I
You've
know they had
probably seen Josh.
I know who
You
he
had
is
to.
cuz he's done like Good Mythical Morning and Good Mythical More,
Yeah.
but I've
Yeah,
never
you've never seen
watched
his
just
stuff?
their cooking show where it's just him cooking. I've never seen that before. Nah.
Yeah, and it's just Josh and then their team. It's like a separate thing together, but it's called Mythical Kitchen. That shit is, like, awesome. I loved watching that shit. But, like, just all the content that they make, I love it. I love it. But I look up to them, and I also look up. I mean, there's, like, a few other people I look up to. I mean, there's who? No, really.
I'm surprised
I
you
don't
haven't
really
said
watch them that
Markiplier.
much. Well, the thing is, like, I don't watch them that much. Like,
Mm,
I don't. I see them as successful, but I don't see them as, like, for me, inspirational,
mhm.
because they, I think, have their own audience, and they have their own people that love them, and they have their own following, and their followings are, like, cult like. But I guess I'm just not a part of that cult like following.
Did you ever get
Like,
into
I'm a part
Markiplier?
of. Oh yeah, I used to love Markiplier. I used to love his shit. I watched his horror games. I watched him play Subnautica. I watched him play Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, all of that stuff. Like, I watched him do a lot of stuff. And then
Yeah.
when I think I kind of stopped watching him, and this is gonna get where drama sets in. When I stopped watching him, when the guys from Super Mega. Do you know who Super Mega is?
Nope.
Ryan McGee and what's the other guy's name? When they split off from them, because they used to be their editors, right?
Who? Markiplier's editors?
Markiplier's editors. Yeah, they used to be Markiplier's editors. I mean, they used to edit for Markiplier. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they used to edit for Markiplier, but apparently he was like a dickbag or something like that, or he was too like much of like an arrogant person. So
Mm-hmm.
they left, and then he made an apology to them, saying he was sorry, and he's like he understands why they left, and he hopes that they can still be friends. And then the people from there, they moved to Game Grumps, which is another inspo of mine. I love Game Grumps; they're an inspiration to me. I love all their shit. But
I have
yeah,
never watched Game Grumps.
I love Game Grumps. But they moved to the Game Grumps, and then they left, and they made Super Mega, which Super Mega is pretty funny too. But I don't consider them an inspo because I'm not part of their cult like following it. But I stopped watching Markiplier after that for some reason. I just stopped. I don't know. And then Jacksepticeye, like I don't really watch a lot of stuff.
Which, speaking of that, I have sad news. Did you hear what happened?
No what?
He's going to be taking a break. I saw this on Twitter earlier today. His father passed away. He's going to be taking, like an extended leave of absence from content creation for a while.
Jacksepticeye?
Yep,
Damn, dude,
I know.
that's sad.
Yes, it
You
is.
said good. What are you saying, Kelsey?
Banner. Banner.
Game Grumps. No,
You know who I think you
no.
would like on YouTube? I think I've showed you him before. His name is Let's Game It Out.
Never heard of them. You've never showed me.
It was a group of people, and it honestly reminds me of like me and you playing video
Later
games.
than what? Stop.
And
Unless it's later than what my texts aren't going until after you said something bad.
oh, she said
Yeah, I
GG
looked
about
really
something
bad.
else.
Yeah, she said GG and good about Game Grumps. And
Okay.
I thought she said GG good about
Yeah.
Jacksepticeye's dad.
So Let's Game It Out was a duo, and then one of the dudes left, and almost immediately after he left, the main guy took over the channel and just started doing like these really cheap, like ridiculous Steam games and made YouTube videos about them, and he like breaks the game. He's known to break games because of like the stupid stuff that he does. And he does it in such a funny way. I think you would enjoy him. I don't want to say he's a small content creator because he's obviously got more of like a followage than us, but he's not as popular as like Markiplier, PewDiePie. I think he's got maybe less than 100,000.
You would say he's a small content creator compared to us as a we're tiny content
Right,
creators.
right, right.
Now, do you consider him an inspo?
Definitely, yeah. The dude is hilarious because he
This,
doesn't just stick. If you've noticed my videos, like I obviously upload some of the same videos. I'll
yeah,
have like a series of CS:GO, Call of Duty, whatever. The
yeah,
dude doesn't stick to one game. He might have like a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 episode series of a game, but then he moves on to the next one, and he might come back to that game later on. He just plays. He doesn't. You know what I mean? He doesn't stick to one genre. He'll play horror, anything.
yeah. Um, I have inspos that are small content creators. Um,
Oh
like,
wow, sorry, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was. He's got 2.5 million.
oh,
That's
then he's not a small
crazy.
content creator.
He must have like blew up recently. Or I might just be silly because I could have swore he had sub 100,000.
Damn, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, cheers to you, man.
I mean, I have some that are like really small. Like there's a guy, and all the ones that are really small for whatever reason are For Honor YouTubers.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Like I watch a guy named King Misty. I watch his videos like daily because he's like a god tier For Honor player. Like awesome, like really fucking good. And I used to watch this guy named Tony. Like it's Tony, but it's spelled Toe
Mhm.
Knee. And like he would like always begin his videos with like the funniest shit. He'd be like,
Look me.
yeah, he'd be like memeing. He'd be like, "What's up, gamers? It's Tony," and he'd say it like in just such a stupid fucking way, and it's always like hilarious. And you have like an effect on the screen where it would like zoom in and like make it like fucking rotate, like it was just fucking breaking.
Yeah.
But those are two small content creators I consider inspos. There's another
Did you
one.
ever watch any Dark Souls or like Bloodborne videos? People making content like that when Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne came out.
Game Grumps play Bloodborne,
Hmm.
almost a complete series. That was back when we lived, when I lived at James's house and she lived at Julie's, and we watched them play Bloodborne, and then I watched them play. Then I watched PewDiePie play Dark Souls 3 way later.
There's this
But
guy. His name was like, actually I don't remember his name. It was something, but his main series that he had was it was a Dark Souls virgin plays Bloodborne. And that was his entire thing is he's somebody who's never played like those hard type games. And this dude
hmm
had like not even 100 followers when I was watching his videos. And the dude blew up, and now he streams and he still plays those types of games. I can't think of his name right now. Man, but it was crazy because like one of his videos blew up, and I saw it on iFunny back when I watched I like got on iFunny. I was like, "There's no way!
yeah,
I just found out about this dude, and you're telling me he's blowing up now? That's crazy."
yeah. Huh.
So speaking of smaller content creators, you know what I'm about to reference and talk about. It's my community, my people, Bolt.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes. Your small group of content creators.
yes.
Yes, I do know. Um, yes. What about them? Are they like? I mean, like, I don't know how I feel about them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how I feel about them.
So I'll explain it. So Bolt used to be like a sniping clan back in the day, and they obviously had like people changing ownership, etc., etc. Well, they're trying to make a
Yeah.
comeback, and they still mainly do like sniping montages, trick shotting, stuff like that. But they want to widen their spectrum, so they went from Bolt sniping to Bolt Legacy,
Yeah.
and they've got a bunch of people that don't necessarily have to just do trick shots. I'm a content creator for them. They have live streaming content creators. You can be a specific player for CS:GO, Apex Legends, Rocket League. Um, I so my opinion on it is I think it's great for somebody like me who has 30 subscribers, not a lot of views. They kind of help share my videos, I help share theirs. It's more of like a community, like share for share, but they actually watch the clips. It's a collaborative, like help me work on this video, and I'll help you on this one. And I know you're doing like some finger signs. What?
This reminds me of. I just thought of this.
What?
FaZe.
Yeah,
FaZe
yeah,
Clan. It's
yeah.
like FaZe Clan. We're like 100 Thieves.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
that's
It's
that's exactly what it's like. It's except that we're not
it's
like a
not that bad
gaming.
then.
It's not like a gaming house where like 100 Thieves has the 100 Thieves house or anything like that. Um,
I mean, there's the FaZe house too, but
yeah, and it's not a bad thing for smaller people who want their videos to get shared amongst them. It only
Sorry.
okay.
Continue. I'm listening to you. I was just playing around for a
That
second.
just kind of threw me off. The only thing that it becomes a problem with, and I'm not speaking negatively about my group by any means necessary, but um, and it's not even like a contract thing, but they do have like a thing in their description and like on their contact page that it says if I send them a clip, right, they
Yeah.
own the rights to that clip, and they
Yes.
can keep it on their YouTube channel. They can make profit off of it, and if I ask them to take it down, they can't because as soon as I send them that clip, it is technically theirs to own, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. My problem would be is if I leave, right? Like let's say for instance I joined so we could help each other out, and I'm not getting any help. I'm not getting any. It's just not working out for me, and I decide to leave and go on my own way on good grounds, right? I'm not saying screw you guys, blah blah blah, whatever. It's peaceful terms,
Yeah.
and I want to use that clip. I, can they say no? That's our clip because you sent us that clip. Like, do they now own my footage, or can I
Oh.
also use it as well? I just can't have them remove it. Like, I don't know the legal
Did you
rules
sign a
behind that. I
contract?
did not sign a contract. No,
So here's the thing. Do they have it uploaded to their YouTube currently?
no, they don't have any of my clips on YouTube. I'm just like theoretically speaking.
So what I would do then is that like if you ever send them clips for
Hmm.
them to put on their channel, make sure it's already part of a video that you've already uploaded
Hmm.
on your YouTube. That way, if you were ever to part with Bolt, you have timestamped evidence that you uploaded it first,
Sure.
so they can't claim you,
I could
right?
just ask them. You're right, Kelsey.
I mean, you could ask them, and 100% they're gonna say obviously you could post your own stuff. They're
Yeah.
not gonna take
I
legal
mean,
action. They're such
it's
a
it's not
small
like I'm in a contract where they're like,
entity.
I can't post on my YouTube channel at all. I could only post on theirs. I've been a part of them for like 3-4 months, and I've not posted anything on their channel. I've given them some clips. I've sent them clips. They've not used any of them, which is fine. It doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. Um, but one of the only other things that I have, like, not concerns, but just like a complaint, I guess, about would be is they're so open to the point where they will kind of accept like anybody. So
Yeah.
and that's not a problem because obviously people are looking for different things. I don't think trick shotting is that cool. So when I see all these cool montages of them like spinning around like 800 times and hitting a shot across the map, like I'm like, okay, that's cool. But when an entire video is like that, I'm like, okay, whatever. That's
Yeah.
not the
It
problem.
gets
That's not the problem I
boring.
have. It does get a little boring, but there might be people that's into that, and I'm not knocking those people. The thing that I kind of have a problem with is like if they're truly trying to run a business, right? Like the two owners, MJ and Tides, if they're trying to run this if they're trying to run this business and they're trying to do what's best for Bolt, I don't understand why they are inviting like 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, because we have people of all ages. I think the oldest person in the group is like 29, and the youngest is 12. So we have a variety, and I can understand maybe from a standpoint they want a variety in there. But if we're trying to have like a serious conversation in our main chat, and one of the 12-year-olds is like, "Sorry, you know, I couldn't
Yeah.
read this until 9 o'clock because of whatever reason," or "Sorry, I don't have access to this because I'm a toddler," it becomes it becomes a problem of like like what am what's the point of being in here if you guys are just going to hire 12-year-olds? It kind of makes you think like, did they just think that they could profit off of me, so they invited me? Do I hold the same weight as like a 12-year-old?
Now, what I think it is that these owners aren't like they're trying to make something out of it, but I think
Mm-hmm.
they're hobbyists like us. And they're probably just like, well, I want to have their hobby is that they want to have like a content group like FaZe or like 100 Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
They want to have a content group with like a community and they want to be part of a community. So they built this community and they don't want like a gated community like FaZe
Mm-hmm.
or like 100 Thieves where you have to have specifications. You have to be
Sure.
the certain age. You have to have this KD.
You got to
You have
have
to
this
have
subscriber count, yada
yeah,
yada.
this subscriber
Yeah.
count, yada yada. They don't want to be a gated. They want to be an open community. Now, issue with that is a lot of times an open community like that probably not going to get a lot of traction unless one of your gentlemen blow up.
Mm-hmm.
But then even then, with an open community like that, what says he's not just going to bounce as soon as he blows up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's all
I agree
You
with you,
spelled phase
Kelsey.
wrong,
You
bud.
did spell phase wrong, but no, I kind of agree with her with that. She said it's like you're hiring your friends, and she was talking about phase. It it kind of is, but think about it like this, right? It becomes a company. As soon as you start, if I were to start making money on my YouTube videos, I'm no longer just like Dallas running a YouTube channel. I am now like a business. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
and I'm not saying I would do this because obviously I would want to like make videos and like pursue Marcus and have him come onto it. But some people might sit here and think, is Marcus the best interest in X company? He's a good friend, he's funny, but is he you know what I mean? Is he what's best for the company? Some people might think that. And I'm not talking about you specific. I'm just using you as an example,
no,
obviously.
yeah, no, I got you. So like, because you have to think of a business perspective. So if you're a small content creator and you're just now making money, right? You probably don't want to hire anybody.
Exactly.
You probably want to pocket as much as you can, just in case something happens in the near future, right? Even if like you're making six figures, yeah, yeah. Can you?
Dude,
Thank you.
got him.
I don't have access to it right now because I just have chat opened up. I'm sorry.
That's good.
Um, but so like hiring people at such a small level, I think is a little silly. Now, would I say Bolt hired you? No. Would I say you were invited to Bolt?
Yeah.
Yes. I wouldn't say it was like a hiring thing. They're not hired on a Bolt. They're not hiring 12-year-olds. They're inviting them there because, like I said, it's an open community,
Sure.
kind of like the Tower, right? The Tower is an open community. Well, it's not open. It's a closed community. But
I
if
I
someone
have
we
the
met,
invite
we
out there.
liked, yeah,
I post the
yeah, yeah,
invite to the tower on every single video.
exactly. So it's an open community,
Mhm.
right? If you're like, oh, the Tower, someone might get the wrong idea about that one too, because you're like, oh, these
Yeah.
people make content, and they join the Tower, and they're like, ah, no, I gotta submit this. Like, what happens if I post a video and they have it on their channel? Yeah, so it's
And I'm not talking bad about Bolt. I want to clarify that I'm just
no, I know you're
speaking
not.
from the perspective of somebody of how some people might feel, how other small content creators might feel. Because I'm perfectly fine with working side by side with Bolt. I have no problems with them. But somebody coming into the community might have, why is this person here? This person has 2 views, and you hired me, and I've got 45 views. You know what I mean? Some
Yeah.
people might be like that.
No, no, I would just tell like if people ever question, I just say you're just part of the community.
Yeah.
Say it's just a community, man. Like any other Discord server, it's a community, and you just gotta embrace it. Because I'm sure you're in a are you in a Discord server with them with
Um.
Bolt, or they
Excuse
don't
me.
do Discord, do they?
No, they do have a Discord, but since they're so open, not everybody that they have is like a PC player. They've got a bunch of
Gotcha,
console players.
gotcha.
And a
So they
lot of
probably have like a
editors
Twitter or
too.
something.
They do have a Twitter. Something that's crazy is they have like 7 or 8
FAZE.
graphic designers.
You still say face
So
even.
these people, they're part of Bolt, but they don't make like, they don't make content. They just like make banners. There's a dude on there. Oh god, I can't remember his name. He literally just makes avatars. MJ will message him and be like, "Hey, so and so joined. Can you make up an AVI real fast?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got you." Hey, so and so
Yeah,
wants a banner. Can you make this? Hey, I need an intro. Can you do this? And that's literally the dude's sole purpose. I don't know if he gets paid. I'm sure there might be some type of payment going on, or maybe like we'll give you
CS:GO
credit.
crates.
CS:GO crates, or maybe it's something like me where I send them a clip and they're like, "Here's Dolus Towers, YouTube channel." Maybe it's something like that. Go check out this dude's Patreon page, whatever. I don't know. So we've got a lot of people in Bolt, and it's pretty crazy. I actually was trying to get you to join Bolt because I think, as us being small people, it would be great. You don't have to. I'm not pressuring you into doing it, but I do think I think it would be like an okay idea. You don't have to
Listen,
change your Twitch to, Bolt Markianis. You can still be Markianis. You just gotta rep Bolt sometimes. Like I do. I do hashtag, Bolt Legacy. My Twitter is Bolt Tower, You're basically sharing your viewers, so alone you may only have
I
45, but if
understand
these
how it
people
is.
share
I
your
understand how it
video,
works,
45.
but I don't know. Like, there's a. I'll have to think about it. Like, maybe, but I don't know.
See, well, hold on. Let me go back on
Well,
Jessica.
if you
What she's
ask
saying.
them, you could ask them. You can ask them. Do they need a For Honor player?
I'm
Someone
sure
who plays
they're
For
open for
Honor.
anything. I don't think we have any For Honor players, but dude, we've got 2 Rocket League players. We have the Rocket League roster, and it's owned by one of the 12-year-olds that I was mentioning. No offense to him, by the way, or anything, but he's the owner of the Rocket League like section.
Okay.
And it's just him and I think 1 or 2 other people, and that's all it is. I mean, obviously, I can post Rocket League content because I'm content creator, but those
Yeah.
guys they specifically just make Rocket League, things. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you could be labeled as content creator slash streamer like me, or maybe they might say, hey, you know what, we're looking for For Honor players, and since you're so good at For Honor, they might make you the For Honor lead. Because it's not like oh, you haven't been in here that long, so you don't get to be the lead or the owner. Like, that's not how it works. If you have the standing power and you're ready to take like control of whatever, you know what I mean, you can do it. I can send them a message. It ain't no
I
problem.
mean, shit.
It ain't no problem.
That'd be cool. Well, we talked about a lot today.
We did. We talked about quite a bit. We just passed the 2 hour mark too.
Yeah.
That's
And you
crazy.
said it couldn't be done.
I
I
didn't
knew
say
we
it
could
couldn't
talk
be
for
done.
two
He was talking
hours.
about 4 hours. Don't let him fool you guys. He was talking about 3 or 4 hours. That's what I was
Dude, the
talking about.
first one we should do hour and a half.
Yeah. This was a good episode. So,
It was.
for those of you guys, if you're seeing this on, if you're just now seeing this on the stream or if you're seeing this on the YouTube video, we are Idiots Talking Candidly. We just do podcasts. We're idiots and we talk candidly. We're gonna cut that out and not use that because that was pretty bad. Pretty much what we do is we are professional idiots and we talk about things that we may or may not know anything about. Um,
Yeah.
and this was episode 1 where we were talking about content creation and video games, small content creators. And
Yeah.
video games, we went on about how video games have affected our lives, how they are a part of our childhood past, how they've shaped us, favorite video games, anything video games. I don't like that
Yeah.
face you were doing, bro.
It's just a weird side off. It sounds like an intro.
Okay, do you got a better outro?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, do your outro.
It's your outro, bro. Uh, yeah. So, like, yeah, we're idiots talking candidly. Uh, Two idiots that, not like, comment, subscribe, push in the back. Yeah, it's gonna go on the YouTube,
You know what
but
this
this is
needs to be? This
also.
needs to be Idiot in Dallas talking candidly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's, this is Idiots Talking Candidly, and thanks for tuning in to our first episode of our podcast about video games. We will be going live again and uploading again, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday about a
Yes.
new topic. We will be discussing that shortly. Check out our Twitter, check out our Facebook, our YouTube, our other social medias. To know any updates on future videos and future video topics. If you have a question, feel free to DM us. This was Idiots Talking Candidly. Y'all have a good night.
Yes. You forgot one thing. It's Idiot talking candidly in Dallas. Have a good night.